Hello and welcome to MBC News with me, Raymond Sekeni, alongside Savita Wirima, my sign language interpreter. Tonight, our top stories. The Malawi Congress Party convention closes with a call that newly elected leadership should help foster unity and strengthen the party to ensure victory in next year's general elections. Malawi expects to start tapping electricity from Mozambique by May next year. And in sports, Maite Mukuru Wanderers and Craig Sporting Club begin the second round of the TNM Super League with incredible scores. Glad you could join us. The Malawi Congress Party 2024 convention has closed with a call that the newly elected leadership should help foster unity and strengthen the party to ensure victory in next year's general elections. President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, who is also president of the party, hailed the many who participated in the elections with a turnout he said reflected the strength of the party. Isaac Jali reports from Lilongwe.
After 3 days of deliberations and electing new office bearers, the Malawi Congress MCP convention has finally come to an end. Closing the convention, President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, who is also leader of the Malawi Congress Party MCP, challenged those elected into various positions to avoid greed but to work hard in serving the poor, to avoid sowing seeds of division in the party, and never to quit, for MCP wants to win the next election. Dr. Chakwera also implored on the new National Executive Committee members to ensure primary elections in readiness for the 2025 polls are conducted in an orderly manner. The President and MCP leader thanked party supporters who financed the convention, saying this is contrary to some ruling parties who he said used to finance party functions using public resources. Dr. Chakwera said instead, his administration is using public resources to transform Malawi through various development projects. Earlier, chairperson of the organizing committee of the convention, Kezi Msugwa, asked the delegates to approve a resolution allowing the party president and the new National Executive Committee members to co-opt into various positions of the National Executive Committee members based on various criteria, including gender considerations, regional balance, as well as religious affiliations. The convention, according to various speakers, will go down as one of the well-organized elective conventions in the country and sets exceptional standards for future conventions. Notably present at the closing ceremony were major contenders who did not make it in the just-ended elections, a sign that after the storm, the party remains united to move forward to achieve its goals. Isaac Jali, MBC, Lilongwe.
One major highlight of the just-ended MCP convention is the hotly contested election of new office bearers of the party. Here is a recap of who is who now in the Malawi Congress Party with Olive Piri.
The 2024 MCP convention was opened on Thursday by President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, who is also president of the Malawi Congress Party. In his opening address, President Chakwera urged delegates to vote for a party executive that will serve the interests of Malawians and take the party to victory in the 2025 general elections. Delegates have since ushered in a new executive. President Chakwera was endorsed and opposed to continue leading the party for another 5 years. The hotly contested first vice president position was won by Catherine Gotani-Hara, the current Speaker of the National Assembly. Another hot contest ensued on the position of Secretary General of the party. It turned out Richard Chimwendo Banda, former Director of Youth for the party, was the choice for delegates. The position of Treasurer General fell John Paul, while Information Minister Moses Konkuyu retained his campaign director position. The party's organizing secretary is Dels Gumba, while Jessica Bwila is back to the position of publicity secretary she once held. Director of Legal Services is George Katzpatike, while Jane Sandeza is trusted to direct women affairs in the party. Stephen Baba Malondela is new Director of Youth, while Director of Elections remains Edias Chakwera. Director of Economic Affairs is Henry Mumba. Director of International Affairs is Patricia Kayingana Ngozo, while Director of Research is Ronald Chantunya. Director of Recruitment is in the hand of current First Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Madalitso Kazombo, with Director of Political Affairs as Maxwell Cholera. Director of Strategic Planning is Usamba Dzonzi, and Maureen Bondo is Director of Social Services. Current Agriculture Minister Sam Kawale is Director of Public Relations, and Director of Religious Affairs is Annie Chibwana. Malawi Electoral Commission has since confirmed this lineup as true reflection of the will of the convention delegates. The convention delegates have since agreed that Party President Chakwera and the new executive should fill remaining positions within 30 days. Olive Piri, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Vice President Dr. Michael Ossi has left the country for Kigali, Rwanda, where he will attend the inauguration of President-elect Paul Kagame on Sunday. Speaking upon departure at Kamuzu International Airport in Lilongwe, Ossi, who is representing President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera at the inauguration, said he hopes the visit will strengthen bilateral ties in areas of trade, defense, and social welfare for the benefit of the citizenry.
Malawi and Rwanda have strong bilateral ties. As you may know, that Malawi and Rwanda in 2016, they signed a technical agreement, and that committed into the formation of the Joint Commission of Cooperation. So from that, Malawi and Rwanda have been strengthening their bilateral cooperations in the area of defense and security, economic cooperation, social affairs, and also political consultations on diplomatic issues for mutual interest. So this is a manifestation of that bilateral relationship. And I should also mention that this trip is for His Excellency, the State President, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera. I'm representing him at the inauguration ceremony of President-elect His Excellency President Paul Kagame.
You highlighted the aspect of cooperation between the two nations. Moving forward, what should we expect, for instance, in the areas you've highlighted, especially on the economic aspects? What levels of cooperation should we expect?
Well, Malawi and Rwanda have about 11 memorandum of understanding which are yet to be concluded. So we are hoping that Malawi and Rwanda in the next session, which will take place in Kigali, those will be concluded. And of course, discussions to broaden the bilateral cooperation in a number of development areas should take place.
The Lilongwe University of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Luana, has stressed the need for people in the country to diversify their food consumption patterns to deal with food shortage. A lecturer in food and nutrition at the university, Alexander Kalimbira, made the remarks in Lilongwe during a meeting aimed at discussing agriculture practices in Southern Africa. More in this report by Lonjezo Msodoka.
The multi-stakeholder dialogue on agriculture, which started on Tuesday, attracted delegates from various countries in the southern region of Africa, including Malawi. Issues such as food system transformation, food security, climate change, nutrition, environment and agriculture were discussed with hope to promote better dietary habits and a healthy nation in an effort to end hunger. Stakeholders from the academia also attended the conference. Associate Professor on Human Nutrition at Lilongwe University of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Luana, Alexander Kalimbira, said food security is not just about having enough and nutritious diet, but also having food that is acceptable. Kalimbira said it is high time Malawi as a country reduces the uptake of sima and focus on other components of diet.
There's a problem that we tend to eat certain foods too much, more than we should have been eating them. For example, our plate, when we cook nsima, the portion of nsima really overwhelms the entire plate, and with very little ndio side dish that comes along with it. That dietary pattern hasn't worked the last 60 years for this country. We have high rates of malnutrition because that kind of dietary practice and pattern is deficient of micronutrients, vitamins and minerals.
Civil Society Agriculture Network CSANET chairperson Helbert Chagona said the meeting has been beneficial to the country as a lot of issues such as agriculture and nutrition related policies have also been highlighted for a possible consideration.
Coming down to Malawi now, we're looking at pathways, especially hunger and then dependence on SIMA, and said how would we change what's the behavior change we can really adapt and make these changes in order to make people eat nutritious food and not only rely on SIMA. But it has been very good 3 days looking at the policies and what other countries are doing in Africa.
The 4-day conference attracted about 200 delegates from more than 20 countries in Africa. Lonjeson Sodoka, NBC News, Lilongwe.
The Mzuzu City Council has launched a project to construct dilapidated bridges in areas such as Chiputura, Katawa and Mzirawaingwe. Sarah Kamanga has compiled this report.
For a long time, people of various areas in the city of Mzuzu have been complaining about mobility challenges due to state of roads in the city. It is against this background that Mzuzu City Council embarked on an exercise to improve roads and bridges in the city. Today, under the Constituency Development Fund, construction project of 3 bridges in Chiputula, Katawa and Mzalaingwe townships has commenced. Philemon Masego is Director of Planning and Development for Mzuzu City Council and explains more about the projects.
We have tried to make a proper mechanism that the supervision for the works should be very, very strict, and the scope of the work should be followed up to all the technicalities, so that at the end of the day, we need to have a product which is a bridge that can be used by the community today. It can be used by the community tomorrow, and also a bridge that can sustain up to the future time.
Councillor for Chiputula Ward, Wiseman Mkandawire, said lack of a better bridge affected people in the area as it is the only shortcut to Mzuzu Central Hospital.
This bridge is very important because it's connected to Chiputura and Shingambo, and it's a shortcut when people are going to Mzuzu Central Hospital.
Brenda Kadzombe, who stays near the bridge at Chiputula, explains what she has been witnessing.
Some falling, including those on motorbikes and vehicles, to the point that a child was coming from school and they did not know the bridge was damaged and they fell from a motorbike.
Mzuzu City Council is expected to start the construction works as soon as possible.
George Mkandawire there reading that report compiled by Sarah Kamanga. You're watching NBC News with me, Raymond Isegeni, and my sign language interpreter, Savita Wirima. Remember, you can access all NBC digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. A reminder of our top stories. The Malawi Congress Party 2024 convention closes with a call that newly elected leadership should help foster unity and strengthen the party to ensure victory in the next year's general elections. Malawi expects to start tapping electricity from Mozambique by May next year. And in sports, Maite Mkuru Wanderers and the Craig Sporting Club begin the second round of the TNM Super League with incredible scores.
It keeps getting better and better. After successfully opening Maranatha Capital Girls Academy, your request to open Maranatha Capital Boys Academy has come to pass. Welcome to Maranatha Capital Boys Academy, situated 50 kilometers from Lilongwe at Mponela Trading Center. We uphold our promise to produce the best in all students, a perfect diet, a conducive learning environment with dedicated members of staff is what we stand for. Turn that dream into reality by joining Maranatha Capital Boys Academy. Register now while places are still available by contacting us on 0888 993 232, 0993 832 832 and 0991 276 273. Maranatha Private Academy. We set the pace, others follow.
Welcome to St. Peter's Private Schools in Imponela, where we prepare our students for the future with excellence, diversity, and innovation. St. Peter's Private Schools in Imponela offers a wide range of academic programs that cater for the interests and abilities of our students. Our teachers are qualified, experienced, and dedicated to helping learners achieve their goals. We have 3 schools under St. Peter's Private Schools. We have a primary school, boys' secondary school, and a girls' secondary school at your disposal. Science and technology are crucial in today's world. We have audio visual learning facilities, state-of-the-art laboratory, and a modern and well-equipped library. At St. Peter's Private Schools in Imponela, we also celebrate our diversity and our culture. We also prepare our students for the next stage of their lives. So what are you waiting for? Join us at St. Peter's Private Schools in Imponela today and discover your potential. St. Peter's Private Schools in Imponela.
Tamvani zachitikanso tukumbaranatha Private Academy, the #1 private school malmo semuno. Chaka chino cha 2024 tatumizaso ana 246 kuma university mdziko muno. 246 waku university from one school. Maranatha Private Academy, njovu yaku Malawi pankhani za maphunziro ikadali pay patopu. Potero pasipo chedwanso iwe nyamula chikuba chako tiye thamanga ku Maranatha Private Academy, zinazo titsakambira nabe 0888 993 232 0993 832 832 kapena 0991 276 273 nde nambala zathu zimene zozo tayimbani. Maranatha Private Academy pa #1 mpaka na #5 pali Maranatha ngati wanu yosavuta kwinako ukuku zimatheka.
Welcome back. There is hope that construction of dwelling houses for Cyclone Freddy survivors, people that were affected by Cyclone Freddy in the area of traditional authority Njema in Mulanje, will restore their livelihoods. A recent visit by Habitat for Humanity and Portland Cement Company to the construction site revealed that some houses have reached window level while others are near completion. Details in this report.
Mujiwa village was one of the hardest hit areas in Mulanje district during Cyclone Freddy in March last year. The devastating storm left many people, including Eliza Mlesa, without shelter. The situation prompted Habitat for Humanity organization to join government efforts in constructing houses for the survivors. The project has brought hope to Eliza Mlesa, who lost her 17-year-old son and 9 relatives. Habitat for Humanity Malawi, in collaboration with Portland Cement Company, aims to build 96 houses, with 37 already underway. Victor Muhango is the National Director for Habitat for Humanity.
Sponsors Habitat for Humanity was to help this community to recover by having decent shelter. So we started this project to provide housing to 96 families that were affected by the cyclone. Out of those 96, so far we have raised resources to help 37 households, which means we are remaining with 59. Out of those 37, we have received support from different partners, including Habitat for Humanity International.
Meanwhile, Portland Cement Company has contributed 600 bags of cement to support the construction efforts, whose initial work began last year. Violet Viriri is the Marketing and Corporate Affairs Manager for Portland Cement Company.
Made a commitment to contribute cement, raw materials, towards the building exercise. And today we are here just to witness the progress that is happening so far, but also to make a bit of a contribution towards the building exercise and to make sure that everything that we had planned together with Habitat for Humanity is indeed coming to materialization.
Habitat for Humanity requires about 1.2 billion kwacha to complete the project. According to the national director, so far it has already raised half of the amount.
Malawi is expected to start tapping electricity from Mozambique by May next year. This has been reviewed in Mozambique by officials of Mozambique and Malawi, together with the contractors of the Malawi-Mozambique Electricity Interconnector. Justin Mkweu has more in this report.
Its quest to meet electricity demand and provide more, the Malawi government has implemented different projects. Among them is the Malawi-Mozambique Electricity Interconnector. This project will see Malawi buying an initial 50 megawatts from the neighboring country, Mozambique. The electricity will be coming from Kahorabasa Dam in Tete province, Mozambique, to Matambo substation in the same province. From there, the electricity will be transferred to Pombeya substation in Balaka, Malawi, and sold to Malawians. The construction of Pombeya substation is done, but the project awaits the completion of Matambo substation and a transmission line. Substation consulting engineer Suraj Prakash has assured Malawians that the construction of Matambo substation will be done by December this year, while the construction of the transmission line will be done in the first quarter of next year, and Malawi will start tapping electricity.
Yeah, this began 1.5 years before, and current status is like 66% of the progress is already completed on these works, both combined together, designing and procurement as well as the construction part. So the expectation for completion of this project is somewhere in the December this year. So it will depend mostly even on the another portion of this project, which is the transmission line, and the completion of this substation itself will not have like the power transportation from Mozambique to Malawi. That portion of transmission line also needs to be completed, wherein the power could be transferred to Malawi.
Kahorabasa Dam, where the electricity will be coming from, produces 2,075 megawatts of electricity from its 5 machines. Malawi has set a target to have 1,000 megawatts in its power grid. Justin Mkweu, MBC News, Tete, Mozambique.
In business news, officials in Mozambique have assured Malawian exporters and importers of continued efficiency at Beira port. The officials made the remarks when a group of Malawian journalists appreciated the significance of the port to Malawian importers and exporters. Justin Mkweu is among the journalists visiting Beira and has compiled this report.
Just like any other country, Malawi wants to grow its economy. That growth is embedded in the Malawi 2063 blueprint. Key pillars in the Malawi 2063 blueprint are agriculture, commercialization and productivity, urbanization and industrialization. Industrialization aims at making sure that Malawians consume what they produce and export some produce. But those exports need facilities for them to reach the intended countries. For example, tobacco needs facilities to reach Malawi's markets in Europe and the newly found market in China. Today we are here at Beira Port in Mozambique, one of the ports that are used by Malawi products when being exported. Officials at the port have indicated that the port is a cost-effective port since the route is short and the service is fast. We engaged the Director of Operations, Miguel De Jega.
The first thing is our geographical or strategic location. We are the shortest route to Malawi. And in terms of cost benefit, Beira Port is the best route. And of course, the quality of service that we are rendered to Malawi shows in terms of volume. That's why Malawi market prefer to use the Beira Port.
Officials at Beira Port have now pumped in $290 million to expand the port and accommodate more people. Malawi, therefore, has been urged to utilize the port for its exports and imports. Justin Mkweu, MBC News, Beira, Mozambique.
A plane has crashed in the Brazilian state of Sao Paulo, killing all 62 people on board. Footage circulating on social media shows a plane descending vertically, spiraling as it falls. President of Brazil, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, expressed solidarity with families and friends of the victims. The authorities said the flight recorder had been retrieved. ATR, the French-Italian plane maker, said it would cooperate with the investigation. And in sports, Maite Mukuru Wanderers have today played in a class of their own to hammer Mzuzu City Hammers by 8-0 at Kamuzu Stadium in Blantyre. It has been a similar story at Obre Dimba Stadium in Mchinji, where Craig Sporting Club walloped Baka City by the same score line. Norbert Jamison reports.
It was an imperious performance from Wanderers, the one they needed to kickstart their second round of the season. Isaac Kariat and Clement Nyondo netted a brace each, with the other goals coming from Samata Njong, Patso Kamanga, Gadi Chirwa and Mishek Botoman. This is the biggest victory of the season this far, taking Wanderers to 31 points as they remain second on the table. Following the humiliation, Hammers have dropped from third to fourth position with 25 points. Craig Sporting Club have taken third spot following a 5-star performance that saw them wallop fellow rookies Baka City also by 8-0 at Obre Dimba Stadium in Nchinji. At Karonga Stadium, Sten Dev scored a stoppage time winner as Silver Strikers edged Karonga United by 1-0. Silver remained top of the table, 9 points clear of Wanderers. Elsewhere, Civil Service United were 4-0 winners over Chitipa United, while Bangwe All-Stars managed only their second victory of the season, following a 2-1 win over the Dynamos at Baraka Stadium. Saturday action kicked off the second round of the season in style, with 24 goals scored in 5 matches. Norbert Jameson, MBC Sports.
Well, that item wraps up this edition of MBC News. A reminder of our top stories before we leave. The Malawi Congress Party 2024 convention closes with a call that newly elected leadership should help foster unity and strengthen the party to ensure victory in the next year's general elections. Malawi expects to start tapping electricity from Mozambique by May next year. And in sports, Maite Mukuru Wanderers and Craig Sporting Club begin the second round of the TNM Super League with incredible scores. For more on these and other stories, follow our online platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and our website, mbc.mw. You can as well access all MBC digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. I am Raymond Segeni, and Savita Wirima was my sign language interpreter. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.